Hello everybody, here to you, and welcome back to Let's Play Kirby 64. In the previous episode, we had a pretty fun time. A time that was mostly fun, but then we revisited it and it was kind of terrible. And a time that was kind of a mixture of both. And in today's video, we'll be finishing off Neo Star once and for all. So, this beginning area honestly kind of sucks, because as we go across this area, there's going to be these falling magma rocks everywhere. For whatever reason, the big ones don't hurt you, but the little ones do, and those are the ones that are hard to avoid, so you want to be careful. Well, I said correctly. I said corrected. So, hey, get back over here, get back over here, get back over here. That's what I would be saying if it wasn't for the fact that if we have the ice ability, we could just freeze everything! Oh, this is such a glorious sight. I went through multiple playthroughs of this game not knowing that you could do this. Oh, this is so amazing. I hated this area before, but now that we have the ice ability, everything is all perfect. Everything is sweet. Everything is grand. I've got the whole wide world in the palm of my hand. Everything is perfect. It's falling into place. I can't seem to wipe this smile off my face. Life's a happy song when there's someone by your side to sing along. There was a friend of mine who we were talking about that movie at Galaxy's Edge because she was working in the register and I was working on restocking some of the drinks, and so we were talking about that movie and things like that. So yeah, it's been on my mind for the past couple of days now. You know, the time we're recording this that happened yesterday. But anyway, now we're going over here and now we have some cake. Woo! So yeah, we're gonna need to have the ice ability for the second crystal shard in this level. For the first one, we don't really need anything for it, and as far as I know, the third one doesn't need a specific power-up either. It's just the ice ability, so we want to be careful and make sure we hold on to it for as long as we can. And, speaking of things that are cool, we go over here, and I didn't mean for that pun. Some puns just happen unintentionally. Now we're going over here, and we're going to be exploring the area with King Dedede. Yay! So, I think I have mentioned this before, but just in case I haven't, something kind of interesting about this game is that this is one of the first Kirby games to be developed without Masahiro Sakurai being involved as a director and things like that. So Sakurai was involved in the Kirby series for a majority of the early days, but he left Hab Laboratory because he didn't like constantly making sequels all the time. So that's why he's not really that much involved in the Kirby series nowadays. But he did have a bit of involvement in this game, so even though he wasn't like directing it or really had any creative say or anything like that, he did voice King Dedede. He did also have the option to be more involved if he wanted to, but he decided not to overlook development or anything like that because he just knew that if he did, then he'd kind of he would kind of make changes throughout the game based on how he would have developed it. So he decided to take a bit of a backstep from working on the game to... Where am I going with this? He took a backseat in the game development so that they could realize their vision without him interfering and things like that. And that right there is honestly a mark of a good director. Somebody who knows that somebody else would be able to complete the vision without your interference and things like that. And I really, really wish Miyamoto would follow his example. Because, Miyamoto, you're cool and all. You're responsible for a majority of my favorite games of all time and things like that, but at the same time, it kind of seems like you probably should take a backseat from a bunch of other projects as well, because, it's weird, because the more I read about how Miyamoto has changed a couple projects, the less I kind of like him, and it's kind of hard for me to say because he's one of my favorite game developers of all time, but... for example, Twilight Princess was going to have a sequel, but he changed it to make it into Link's Crossbow Training. Couldn't you have both? Developing a side game isn't really going to have that much of an impact on the entire sequel, so why would the sequel itself be completely cancelled for that? I don't know, it's weird. And there's also the whole Paper Mario Stick of Star thing, there's removing the story from Galaxy 2, there's just a bunch of stuff like that kind of makes me kind of like Miyamoto less and less the more I read about him, and it honestly makes me sad because, like I said, he's one of my favorite game developers of all time. But anyway, enough about all that stuff, so now we can go over this way. Did we get the second crystal shard yet? I don't remember if we did. already found necessary editing because I was looking over my notes real quick and we haven't passed the second area that has the crystal shard. So everything is all fine and dandy. No. Yeah.
Hello, my name is Lord Narrator. You may remember me from such gaming galleries as Project Giant Robot on the collab channel, Game. I'm taking a break from my Google Translate career to help Gator record this episode of Kirby 64. This may or may not be due to Gator being super sick with a bad throat and being unable to re-record this segment himself. As you saw on screen a moment ago, the ice ability is needed to destroy the magma rock hiding the second crystal shard. That's the reason we wanted to have this ability before coming into the level. If Gator were talking right now, he'd say how this part of the level reminds him of Donkey Kong Country Returns. Levels where lava chases you in a small tunnel are always the very definition of unnecessary epicness. And now as we progress through this area, I'd like to say this game really is, as the kids say nowadays, totes lit and quite poggers. So how's everybody doing today? Are you having a nice day? Did you eat your school and go to breakfast? What's your favorite Persona game? I dunno, I'm trying to make conversation. This whole let's playing thing is harder than it looks. Especially when you're an AI voice who's only been in like 4 videos before this. Anywho, this area is pretty cool where you're climbing a large, vertical lava tunnel thingy. And there's a crystal shard. So that's neat too. Well, this segment is almost over. So thank you Gator for inviting me to help re-record this. If you'd like to hear more of my voice, we'll have a link to my Bubsy Let's Play on screen somewhere. Have a nice day everyone. And until next time, catch you later. Wait, that's the James Rawls's outro. Dang it.
And I just realized I turned off my microphone. Okay, I get to redo that in post commentary. Alright, well, that's gonna be fun. And now it is boss time, and as you can tell by the fact that I've lost a couple lives, I don't have my ability anymore. Yeah, I'm not having the best luck in the world when it comes to this boss fight, but this one isn't the easiest thing in the world anyway, so it's not entirely my fault, except entirely is because I'm bad at this video game. So we want to watch out for where the fire is going to be going towards. What I recommend you do is I recommend you always jump before you attack, because that'll give you a little bit of room to jump around in, because if you do that, you'll be able to save yourself from falling into the lava. You'll have a couple attacks like this. This one's probably the easiest one to attack, to counterattack with, even if the window of opportunity isn't going to be particularly big. Whenever it does one of the attacks, where there are going to be like trails of lava, pillars of lava caving in onto the platforms, keep in mind that it's usually always going to be falling towards the center of the stage. Alright, so we got you, and now we're moving on to the next phase of the fight. If you have the ice ability, this will also be very useful as well, because you can just stand in the middle of the platform and use that continuously. But you definitely want to watch out, especially for the attack where the platform kind of caves in and things like that. Don't bother attacking until after Magmar is done moving. That's the name of the boss fight, Magmar. So, yeah, that's pretty interesting. There's a couple of deadly attacks you want to watch out for. Owie! I wasn't expecting that one to happen. Always make sure you're attacking the base of the face because the bottom of Magmar isn't going to be vulnerable or anything like that. Stay close to Magmar when you're at this point. Because if you're far away from that, it's going to not end well for you. 2 more attacks should be enough to deal with you. Just watch out for any danger. There also have to be another attack where he'll kind of ram his head into the ceiling. I don't think we'll be able to see that before you're dead. And we did it! Yay! We did it. We did it. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Now taking care of all that, we're in the video off here. So thank you all so much for watching this episode of Kirby 64. In the next episode, we're going to be going to an area that's pretty familiar. And next time, Lady Gear to you. Oh yeah.